it's cool. And by the way, this video is brought to you by NASCAR sodas, Coors Light, and Bullet Whiskey, which we drink exclusively. At least those of us that are still Americans, not like these hipsters drinking IPAs.
Yeah, Ilyena, I think, is the first, if you want to consider the lineup now, the concrete lineup of us five, Ilyena is the first to really bring the elements together and see what we can do, and it became the first single on the record. We didn't even have an idea of a record at the time. We were more on the EP mode after we recorded those first four.
We originally got a mix just to get it out as a single from someone out in New York. They actually mastered it rather, and it sounded good. And that was a pretty cool point to say, oh, we have a single in the band, because we hadn't at that time. We had nothing to release, and we decided this was going to be the first one, and it was cool. It was cool to get it up onto Apple Music and Spotify and stuff, and be able to tell your friends and family, hey, go check it out. We had that single, and we have a whole album coming on behind this. So
Ilyena, the first 4 tracks we did, represents a song that really captured, for the first time anyway, a collaborative experience in writing the songs. So Ilyena really was just born out of the room. I think I maybe had what became the verse and kind of intro riff to it. But outside of that, there was really nothing there. It was just an open E jam.
Mike wrote the riff, and I think it was him and I that were just kind of messing around with it. And it was kind of a riff that we had in the back pocket, and we brought it to the band, and he started to play it.
And I think over the course of just sneaking it in there for a few minutes on rehearsal nights here and there, we just started working on it. I don't think it was a conscious decision that much. Nobody was like, yeah, let's do this. But we just kept building over a few rehearsals, and probably on the last night that we worked on it, somebody probably, hey, I like this idea, let's roll with it.
But we formulated that. It was just a riff, and then as the band as a whole actually created the song and added the parts as necessary.
I think it was the first time that all 5 of us really collaborated on something, rather than working on stuff that Lucas and I had already brought to the band, or this cover song that we're doing, essentially.
The one thing with that song to me that does make it really good is sort of the end section, and that's a part that Laser came up with the vocals at the end.
It was the first song that I contributed vocally. This is before we even had a conversation about Bone Rose at all. I was just chilling, doing my doodles, whatever. I was thinking as we were kind of building Ilyena, and then I had the whoa, however I sing it. I just tossed it out, and it was fun to have Lucas go like, whoa, what was that? Oh, I don't know, let's find out. And have us build it together. And on the record, you can hear everybody's voices. Everybody's, I think, even Miriam is on that. Just everybody just woo, and everybody laughing. And also at the end of Ilyena. It's a lot of fun. I love that song.
Got all sorts of fucking wasted, but we all got in this little alcove area that we used as a vocal booth at the time, and did the claps and things there at the end of the song that you hear. So when you hear Lucas say, good job everyone, it was just like the second or third take of us all just drunkenly trying to keep on rhythm for these claps at the end of the song.
This song is a little different because it's this one song that Mikey helped me with the lyrics on, because he was reading a book series called The Wheel of Time, and one of the main characters' name is Ilyena.
Ilyena, who was basically killed by her husband, was in a fit of madness, along with all the other children. Anyway, I got to contribute a little bit on that front, basically using melody lines that Lucas had already constructed, and just throwing in some lyrical ideas.
You don't really get it from listening to the song, because it's a little bit upbeat, it's a little bit, fucking little bit fun stuff, you know what I mean? It's got a good vibe to it, it's got a little bounce. When in reality, the song is about a guy that goes crazy and kills his wife and kids. But he's so crazy that he doesn't understand that he did that. And so the song is about him going like, when are you coming back home?
But then he would have these glimpses back into reality, you know, where he's like, where did you go? When he was actually the killer the whole time, and he couldn't understand what he had done. And that's basically the basis of what the song is.
That was a dark one, but it's like a black nugget hidden inside of a nice little chocolatey fun song. You know what I mean? So that's probably the only song that I'm actually going to tell you what the lyrics are about, and that's only because I think it's really cool.
I remember the early days of the band just being fucking noise, and then slowly coming together, and then we did something that we do on the regular now, which is basically dangle a carrot in front of us, and said, hey, we're gonna bring in Brian, more on him later, and we're gonna do some pre-production, and we're gonna go record, right? We ended up recording at Grandmaster Recorders, first 4 songs that are on the record now.
Grandmaster was great because of everybody that had been there, Black Keys and Tool and just Queens were there.
It was cool to show up and go to an old school studio. The place was totally from the 70s.
Had a really fucking crazy parking garage area. Remember that weird, it was like a dungeon?
Yeah.
I swear it had dirt floors.
Like the entrance to it.
It was weird, like you went into that garage door and it was just like very strange. It was very strange.
I feel like it
And
has
amazing.
house already.
It was weird because you would go in and it was like I was driving into a barn back in Minnesota, but then there was like this magical red door. It was like you're walking into fucking Oz. You know what I mean? It was very weird, like in a cool way, because it was like, I don't know. It's like you got transported in some magical Wizard of Oz house with the crazy upstairs where there was a ghost and weird bathrooms and bathtubs and
Staircase.
that weird twisty staircase. That's right, twisty staircase. Yeah.
It had like a spiral sort of staircase with like mirror, like these like mirror sort of panels like going around all the way. You go upstairs and like there's like this brown shag carpet sort of break room and like a weird bathroom with a crazy bathtub in it and like a bar, and it just like the amount of drugs consumed there was probably immeasurable.
The reason I like this record and the reason I like Ilyena is because I feel like there's so many songs that are just written about like a girl or how you're sad or how you hate your parents or some fucking political thing, you know what I mean? And it's like, can't we just write about like weird, like fantastic things, you know what I mean? And like give them some kind of like personified fucking meaning instead of having it be like, you know, my man is a fucking player and he cheats on me and I hate him, or my dad's mean, or my mom didn't love me. You know, it's just like, do people really want to hear about that anymore? Like, I just want to be fucking taken somewhere, you know what I mean?